All right, looks like we're live. Hello, everybody. This is Chris and I. I'm Dustin Kane, and I've got Chris Bramlich on this with me. How you doing today, Chris?
Good, Dustin. Good to talk to you again.
Absolutely. We went live yesterday as a little test run. I think we've got this more down pat now. But today we are on here. We're going to be talking about Amazon's suggested bid, and is it good? Should you use it? How should you use it? We're just going to touch on that for our topic today. But real briefly, both Chris and I are account executives at Sellozo, and we're also both established sellers on Amazon. We've both been selling since 2013 for me.
The good old days.
Yes. Back before all things like suggested bids, etc. It was back in the good old days. But anyway, we're glad to have you on here. We're going to talk about this, and if you've got any questions, feel free to throw those into the chat. We will be more than happy to answer those questions, or throw them into the comments, I should say. All right, Chris, let's talk about the suggested bid. Sure. You want to tell us real quick what it is?
Yeah, for sure. So this was something that Amazon rolled out, I don't know, maybe a few years ago, that they gave sellers like a range on what they think their bid needs to be, or what the suggested bid needs to be for each individual keyword to show up on page one for that specific search term or keyword. So we get this question a lot, like with sellers when we talk to them. They're like, yeah, I'm just using suggested bid. And it's like, okay, you do anything else with that? And they're like, yeah, I just use a suggested bid. I just let Amazon tells me the bid, and I just set it like that. Mm-hmm. What we have found, and I'm sure you found this in your own business, is that that's not necessarily the best bid price for that keyword. They're just giving you like an average of what everybody else is bidding on. So it's not going to be the best, and you need to do some optimization to get that. So what Amazon is showing you here is just kind of giving you an idea of where your bid needs to be for each keyword, and where the bid range is. And the lower number is more like lower down the page 2, or maybe page 3, and the higher number, like you see here on that $1.10, that's going to get you to page 1. But I would even go higher than that. Like I feel like these are very conservative numbers. Mm-hmm. I feel like when I do these on my own, or I suggest for other sellers, I'd always go higher than this. What's your thoughts there?
Yeah. So I guess to answer the question, is the suggested bid good?
No.
I guess no. And it depends. It's an indicator. And in fact, I had to look up to see what Amazon, how they actually define it. And they define the suggested bid is being calculated from a group of winning bids for ads that are similar to yours. So they're basically giving you the number that's going to get your ad to show. And then that range is, like you mentioned before, how well it's going to show. Is it going to show a lot and high up, or sometimes and lower? But whether it's good or not depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, if this is a keyword, if this one that's 70-cent suggested bid keyword is a keyword that is getting this person a bunch of clicks but no sales, that's not a keyword you want to be bidding high on. Your Amazon's telling you that suggested bid is telling you that it's going to show, but it's not converting. So that's not necessarily great. So in that way, it's bad, and vice versa. Obviously, also, if you were on the low end of that range and your ad's converting really well, you want to be bidding a lot higher so that you're showing more. So I think as an indicator, it's okay. Certainly can help you get an estimate of where you should start your bids, but it's definitely not the end all of your strategy. And I think it could actually really hurt you if you just went, because you can apply straight down the list there. You can just hit apply all, and you could really be in for a world of hurt if your ad is now showing a ton for keywords that don't convert very well. So yeah, I would say overall it's okay, but it's not an optimization strategy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and what I like about it also is it gives you an idea. There's something positive about it. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. It gives you an idea. Even the range is good, and the suggested bid. This is something good for that. It gives you an idea of like how competitive that keyword you're targeting really is. Like, if this one said, $5 all the way up to $23, I'd be like, okay, that's pretty excessive. Maybe I don't want to bid on this keyword because I know I'm not willing to spend $5 a click or whatnot. So I like to look at the range or the suggested bid just to see how competitive that keyword really is before I even want to add it to my campaigns. Because if it's aggressive, if it's high, it's going to take all the spend. Like you're not going to get that many impressions or clicks because that one keyword is going to be so competitive and so sought after that this campaign, if you have a limited budget, this campaign, a couple clicks and you'll be done with that campaign.
On just that word.
On just that word, right.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to add maybe high searched keywords you want to put in a separate campaign, and then those longer tail keywords you can put in another campaign because they're all going to have relatively close bids to one another.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I think as you said, it's a good indicator, but it's not the end all. All right, Chris, moving to the next thing that we're going to talk about some tips.
Yeah, sure.
So if you're just basing things off of the suggested bid or you're manually managing your own keywords in your campaigns, some things you want to focus on. Okay, basing off what Chris just said, you definitely don't want to be in a situation where you have just a few keywords eating up all the budget, especially if they're poor performing keywords, and you're just using the suggested bid just to show. What you probably want to do if you have a limited budget, and this will dovetail in, is pick a few of the keywords that you'd like to try to rank for. And I usually try to go for mid-range ones. That's where the suggested bid, I use it. If I'm looking at 10 or 15 different keywords and I'm trying to figure out, the 3 or 4 I'd like to really focus on and try to rank on, and I've got a couple $2 ones in there on the suggested bid, those go away. I'm looking more at the 50, 70 cent ones because I know I can bid $1 and dominate on those. And if $1 works for me, I can go. So you can use that suggested bid to help isolate the keywords you'd like to target, and then maybe just do a few keyword ranking strategy. Try to rank organically for those. What do you think about that, Chris?
Yeah, I like that strategy. I just want to make sure you get those high search ones. I would probably put those in a separate campaign, like you said, and then let those long tail ones run. So that's a good strategy. And a lot of this sounds very tedious. Like, you and I talk to sellers daily, and they're like, "Oh, I just set it, and maybe I'll come check on it once or twice a day." That doesn't work anymore. I mean, that's fine, but I like to have my bids updated constantly. Once a day seems good, but there's other things you can do as well. What other tips do you have?
Yeah, well, going off that, and we're going to talk about that later, about how both you and I have moved on to automation.
Yeah.
We have done this by hand ourselves, and there's a lot to it, but automation is absolutely where you want to be. But yeah, I like to look through there, and in terms of additional tips on this suggested bid. Like I said, I think it does allow you to pick and choose, what sort of keywords you'd like to target. And additionally, I'd like to look for good long tail keywords that have lower ranges where you can really dominate on those. You can really go aggressive way above that range on some of the lower ones and really rank yourself fast on those long tail keywords. So those are opportunities there. I just, really try to stay away from those super high competitive keywords. They can just drain your budget so fast.
And another quick thing is sometimes the match type is going to be different. Like if you do an exact compared to a phrase or broad, those ranges are all three going to be different. So there's times where I've done like a really high search keyword, and the exact match, the range is just outrageous. But if you put it in a broad match, it's a little bit smaller of a range where you're going to get a wider net of those keywords you're still going to target. If you pull in that exact match as well, but it's going to be a lower cost per click per se. because you're not bidding so much, whereas like you do for the exact match.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great point. We didn't even get into too much about the different match types right now, but you do get the suggested bid on the different match types as well. So if work is, if you're trying to save some time, a broad match gets you a lot more keywords, but just adjusting the one bid, so that can be beneficial as well. Still not the full automated optimization that we'd like to see, though.
For sure. And let's move to that. Let's discuss what Sellozo does. So before working with Sellozo and before finding Sellozo and working with them, getting a job with them, I didn't even know this existed. Like I don't know about you, but I didn't even know this type of option was available to automate your ads. I was just doing this manually, like maybe twice a week, going in and just changing all my bids manually and kind of just going blind. Were you doing the same thing? You still there?
I think we're losing you a little bit there, Chris.
Were you doing the same thing?
It might be the okay, I think I lost you there for a second, Chris. Could be a slow internet connection in my house. Can you hear me okay right now?
It's probably that Google Fiber you just updated with. It's probably junk.
hang on 1 second. Let me check something real quick.
You get those kids off the Xbox.
Yeah. All right, we'll see if that makes a bit of a difference here. But you were cutting out. But I know that you were talking about before we came on with Sellozo, we didn't really know that automation existed. I mean, we spent a lot of time downloading certain reports, pulling out keywords. So it was definitely an eye opener for us. But the way that automation works with Sellozo is all these bid adjustments are made based on a target ACoS that you set for your campaign. So our tool actually will take all of the data from every keyword, and then it'll be the ad groups in your auto campaigns. But for every keyword, it will daily look at the data and see how that keyword is performing against your target ACoS and make marginal up or down adjustments to your bids daily. And that's where you really see the power of what you can do with automation. Is you're now getting hundreds to thousands of adjustments on a daily basis to your campaigns, and it can really make a huge difference.
Yeah, and this has been a topic that a lot of people are talking about recently, about like using software, or should I just do this manually? And there's two different thoughts, and obviously I'm on the software side because I have a tool now that does my bid adjustments for me every day. It'll move my keywords for me as they convert to the next campaign. It'll make negative keywords for me automatically. But there's still going to be those people out there that just want to do it manually, and that's all they really want to focus on. We kind of cater to both of those. Like you can see, you don't have to turn on the automation inside Sellozo for every campaign. There's still campaigns you can do manually. I know I've talked to some sellers and they do that. They still want to like monitor some of their campaigns manually. But I can tell you from experience, and Dustin, you probably can too, is just having that off your shoulders so that we could focus on product or listings or trying to figure out different strategies on ranking. Let the tool run. You can always come in and check on it. You can put parameters on it, and you can still check on it daily and see how it's performing. Still with me? Mic check 1, 2. Looks like he's cutting in and out.
I think I lost it there again, Chris.
It's all good. We'll keep going here. So, so that's kind of what Sellozo does. Is we help with automating the ads.
Can you hear me, Chris?
Yeah, I got you, Dustin. Yeah. So we'll go ahead. We'll get this rolling here. So we'll leave it open for Q&A.
Everyone out there can hear me right now. There's some internet connection problems. Chris is hosting this meeting, so hopefully we can get hit. If it's on his end, we can get it up and running. If it's on my end, I apologize.
Well, we'll just go see if there's any
Q&A.
Q&A.
Back in here in 1 second. give him a second to come. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Could you hear me talking the whole time?
Yeah, and on my side, it looked like I was live the whole time. Like I never got out.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's probably me then. So if it cuts out again, or you look at me and I'm frozen, you can wrap this up for everybody. I apologize if it's on my end. I don't know what's going on.
Well, there's a link in the description where Dustin and I, you can book a call with Dustin and I. We can kind of go over your account with you and show you what Sellozo does. But again, we work with sellers daily. We take calls every day, and we just enjoy learning about your business and enjoy showing you what Sellozo can do, because it's a powerful tool. And a lot of people are trying to look for a good tool. This is one of them. This is definitely a good tool to use.
Yeah, and like Chris mentioned, we love having conversation with you. You can book a time with us, and we'll just consult with you. I mean, we're not real salesy on our calls. We're just going to consult with you, and if we can help you out in any way on your business, we'd love to do that. And then we'd obviously love to walk you through and answer any in-depth questions about how Sellozo operates. But I did like what you mentioned, Chris, is that, I basically turn everything over to all my campaigns to Sellozo, but I will make small adjustments manually if needed. Like if there's a keyword that's looks like it's a hero, sort of a keyword, I can move that out into its own campaign. I'll make adjustments like that. So they're more strategic. They're not mundane, like constantly changing the bids. So yeah, that works best for me.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we'll leave it at that. Again, there's a link in the description. Book a call. We'll chat. We'll just do like kind of what we did. We'll go over your business, get a little chit chat going, and talk about Amazon, and then go from there. So thanks for everybody who joined, and look forward to doing the next one with you.
You got it.